Getting ready to go live on 1-2 Radio. Listening to my brother, my friend, John Stringer. Let me stop him here because I'm doing too much listening. So I can hear my producer. Me on mute. So welcome to the... Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? And we are live. We are ready to go and ready to show out. Yes. It's good to always take a breath and trust the process of life. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good day to you wherever you are in this very moment, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, whatever you are not doing. Thank you for listening to the show. If you're listening live, thank you. If you're listening to the replay, thank you. And if you're listening to the on demand, thank you. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try. There we go. You are listening to the Ade Show on 1-2 Radio. 12radio.com. I am your host, Ade, your transformational agent, your metaphysical rebel, the playful light of the heart, the love spreader. It is good to be here. And what do we do when we're here? We change the way you dance with life and the way you create your reality. Our producer for the day is Scott Weaver. Thank you, Scott, for producing the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing what you do. And those of you that are listening, of course, thank you. By default, it is Transformational Tuesday. May 28th, 2019. That's right. Can you believe it? I mean, I don't even want to ask that question because time does what time does. It keeps moving. And speaking of time, it is 2 minutes after the hour. The topic for today, the theme for today is an invitation, is a reminder of what is true about this thing called life. And it is, pain pushes until vision pulls. Pain will push until your vision is pulling you. And you will know the difference by how you feel. If you really want to know if you're being pushed by pain or pulled by a vision, just take a moment and feel what you feel and notice what you notice. You will know. Sometimes you don't even have to go that far. Just by being present. So yeah, I am being pushed by pain, or maybe it's I am being pulled by a vision, and all I can do is say yes. Speaking of yes, I want to invite you. I don't know how that links, but it does in my head. Speaking of yes, I want to invite you to come into the chat room. Say yes to come into the chat room. Say yes to life. Say yes to your life. And to get to the chat room, you have to go, if you don't know how to get there, go to 12radio.com. Top left, click on the chat link. Then you have to have a Facebook account in order to do that, right? Because the chat room, I feel like a DJ. The chat room is a closed group. And I am going there too as I speak. See, I'll race you there. If you've never been in there before, then you're going to be late. So you have to click and wait. And and Scott will let you in at the perfect time. And when you get to the chat room, you will be embraced by our listeners, regular listeners, new listeners. And those of you who don't make it to the chat room, that's fine too. But I do want to tell you that the chat room is a closed group, which means whatever you post in there will not show up in your timeline. So be responsible for what you do share in the chat room. Got it? Good. Eva, Ever, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Alicia, welcome to Peace Indeed. John Stringer always reminds us that right where we are, peace is, love is, joy is, beauty is, creativity is. And we just have to remind ourselves that it exists right here, right now. So we welcome ourselves back to this place. Kai's in the house, Renee's in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I feel so laid back today. I feel like we're just sitting like maybe on the beach and we're just kind of pontificating about this thing called life, sharing different ideas, saying, I like that. Oh, say that again. Let me write that down. So here we go. I told you about the chat room. Silent listeners, those of you who don't make it to the chat room, it's all good. It's just a different experience when you're in the chat room. And I am trying to do something here so that, yes. All right. Let's see what's going on. All right. So this doesn't look like what I want to happen. It's so, okay. Something should be happening. Cool. Yeah, that's not happening. Let's see. Technology. All right, that's fine. I may have to stop it and start it. Let's do this. Okay, so here we go. We do that. We're live. We're doing what we do. So yeah, if you don't feel like coming to the chat room, that's fine. You still catch the vibe. You catch the energy of what the show is about. It's not necessarily about what I'm even saying or how I say what I'm saying. There you go. I worked it out. Hello, Pat. Are you at the park? Put your phone on speakerphone because I did not forget. Yes, Pat is in the chat room on Instagram. What else do I want to tell you? Whew. I feel so much and I feel so relaxed. I have to wake myself up. Coco Curls. Ooh, I like that username. Jeez. Yep. I'm a brother who loves natural hair. So yes, well done. Check out my website, lifecoachade.com, for my services, lifecoachade.com. And also you can find me on 12listen.com. Number 1, number 2, listen.com. I'm a psychic intuitive advisor. I don't call myself psychic. That thing makes me nervous. I'm an intuitive. Psychic just has so many things about it. So anyway, I'm an intuitive advisor, 12listen advisor, coming down there. If I'm not there, there's always somebody there every day. You never know. We may be dropping our rates. We drop it like it's hot so you can get what you need in an instant. That puts a whole new meaning to fast food. Thank you, Coco Calls. I try. I'm kind of laid back right now. But anyway, 12listen.com, lifecoachade.com. I am working on several things that I should be completed today. I will make the announcement on social media. Kwali is in the house. Nice to see you. Okay, let's keep this moving because I got a lot to talk about. Whew. Yeah, I feel like I'm about to explode. Okay, let me see the chat room before I read daily thoughts. Yes, Kwali knows exactly where to find me. All right. Take a deep breath with me. And breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And this time when you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to just become aware. I've said this before, I say this quite a lot, but it's always good to remind ourselves that something is breathing you. Though you're doing it consciously, it doesn't even need your attention for it to breathe you. That it is known by many names. It's known as God, the divine source energy, Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. The universe. Call it your spiritual guide, because it's always guiding you, and it is spirit. And spirit is breath, inspiration. When you get an inspiration, the spirit within you is breathing in from within you out. Woo! I feel that. So breathe in, breathe out, and remind yourself that everything that you are going through and growing through, whatever it looks like, good or bad, joyful or sad, it's going to pass. Ooh, that was good. All right, let's read daily thoughts. What is daily thoughts? Daily thoughts from the hill. Ooh, wow. Calm down. People are watching. I'm trying to see if I can show it to people on Instagram, but I can't find it. But anyway, it's a monthly daily devotional published by Hillside International Truth Center in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm one of the writers, and I wrote for the month of, boy, feel the energy. I wrote for the month of May. I'm just centering myself. We're talking about pain pushes until vision pulls. I need to drink some water. All right, here we go. Tuesday, March 28th, 2019. I resolve to evolve. I don't know what's going to happen today, but boy, I'm telling you, I'm struggling to kind of stay grounded. Oh, I know. Let me get my crystals, because we got a show to do here. Let's put that in my pocket right here. There you go. This grounds me and this opens me up. I can't remember the name. We won't go into that right now, because I feel like I am flying and I got to stay focused. I resolve to evolve. Every single experience can be a catalyst for our evolution. Every moment is an opportunity to think a new thought. Choose again and be different. We are spiritual beings traveling through this earthly plane to transform and evolve. Open your mind to be renewed. Shift your consciousness from separation to oneness. This is the spiritual mandate. I surrender to the will of God for my life. I am here on earth as part of God's master plan. I am available, willing, and receptive to the mission of my soul, which is to grow and evolve. I call on my spiritual powers to assist me in navigating this thing called life. I am empowered to show up for duty, to shine and to be the highest expression of what is possible as a spiritual being in a physical body. Thank you, power in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. Therefore, my beloved brethren and sisterins, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. The Lord is the law of life. Always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 15:58. Remember, metaphysically, yes, go ahead, Quali, go ahead. Thank you for reminding me. Remember, everything has a spiritual message. Everything has a spiritual message for you. I said that and I felt it, and I have to emphasize it. Everything has a spiritual message for you. As long as you're willing to listen, as long as you're willing to catch it. And I'm catching something right now. Let me post this in the chat room. Linda is in the house. Welcome home. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Oh, I'll say the topic again. Coco calls. Pain pushes until vision pulls. Pain pushes you until vision pulls you. Actually, pulls you. Pulls you in the direction that you need to go. I'm going to talk more about that, I think. So, yeah, that is the topic. What is pain pushing and vision pulling? What is that about? One thing I know for sure is we're all spiritual beings. We are extension of source energy. And that source energy is always resourcing us. It is always speaking through us. It is always expressing itself through us. Now, if him works for you or her works for you, if you want to personalize God, so be it. Because it's really all about the God of your own understanding. If you find that you view God separate from you, and you have a willingness to recognize your oneness with the divine, oneness with God, that's good enough. If you relate to God as a separate being, a separate presence outside of you, and you find that that is working for you, then so be it. So be it. So as an extension of source energy, we're here to learn, we're here to contribute, we're here to deliver love. We're here to learn what we need to learn in order to grow and evolve. We're here to contribute our unique gift, our unique talent. There's something so unique about you that can never, ever be duplicated. You can't even redo your life, because in every moment, every encounter that you've had, every relationship that you've had has made you into who you are. So if you go back in time, what happened then happened at that moment, and it's done. However, you can recreate yourself. You can recreate your reality. You can choose again. You could do, oh, really, I say this, and I get kind of some kind of way when people say, you can be whatever you want to be. Yes, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. And I will always say that as long as you augment that with the truth of your soul's mission, you are here. You are a unique emanation of the divine. You're here to do something. You're not here to do it like anybody else. And just by default, there is something about life where we are going to experience pain, no matter how spiritual you think you are. If you've learned to levitate, if you take a bath in all kind of crystals, and you can transcend the human reality, you are going to go through pain. And if you don't, I don't know. I can't even speak to that. What I will say is this spiritual journey is about embodying the whole experience. It's about inviting your experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly. And as you do that, reminding yourself that you are not broken, no matter what happened. Whatever you're blaming yourself for, you are not broken. This thing called life, this journey on this earth plane has been perfectly orchestrated for you as a spiritual being to learn what you need to learn, to contribute what you want to contribute, and be able to deliver love on the planet. Love, unconditional love. What's that saying or song? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. We know it. And then we say, well, you need more than love. Well, depends on your definition of love. So whether you're being pushed by pain or pulled by a vision, you're still heading the same direction. Most of you will hear me say that, after my experience last year in Atlanta, in America, that back here in the UK, I really do believe and know and feel like I am on a date with destiny. And there's something to be said about this process of life. Because I was thinking about it this morning, how this whole thing came about, how I came up with saying I'm on a date with destiny. The first time I said it, I was talking to a friend. She was in Atlanta, and I was just talking about my experience and what I'm realizing, what I'm recognizing, what I'm aligning with. And I said, I need to be here. I know I need to be there. Even though I have some resistance of being, no, it wasn't some. I had a lot of resistance of being here. Let me not even play myself. I had a lot of resistance of being back here. But what in the conversation I was saying, I know I'm supposed to be here. It's like I am about to have a date with destiny. And after the conversation, I was sort of sharing this similar conversation to some other friends in Atlanta. And it occurred to me that, yes, I caught the vision of what is happening in my life right then and right now, which is I am being pulled by a vision. I am actually on the date with destiny. It's not something to happen. Destiny is not something in the future. Destiny is not something next week, next month, next year. Destiny is right now. The past is not all the way back there. It's right now. The future is not all the way over there. It's right now. Why? Because you're the one thinking about the past and the future. And where are you? You are here. You are in the now. The past and the future, where they join together, is known as one. When we are caught up in the pain of the past, when we are caught up in our stories, when we are wanting a better life and feeling like a victim, or maybe you don't feel like a victim. Well, sometimes we feel like a victim, so we're going to park that right there. There are times we feel like we're not enough. There are times we think some things could be better, but it's not. And we're frustrated and we're struggling with that. And in that space, we can be pushed by pain. Let me just make sure that, yep, we're good. We can be pushed by pain. And we are pushed by pain. But then there is a next level where you're being pulled by a vision. I don't care what it is you're dealing with. You can change your mind. I don't care what we're dealing with. We can change our mind. I don't care what I'm dealing with. I can change my mind. And a lot of us can relate to what's happening in the political world, socially. In whatever country you're in, there's a lot going on. If you just spend some time to travel through the many countries, through the magic of television and news, depends on where you are. In America, sometimes not always easy to find out what's going on in another world. It's just a bubble. And it's easy to think the only thing that's going on is in America. And I think it's a good thing to bust your own bubble before life does that. And we'll find that you hear me saying it, we're living in interesting times. Of course, there's going to be more of that. And the more we go deeper in understanding who we are and recognizing that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, the more we want to reveal our true authentic self. The deeper we're going to go, the higher we're going to go. And the higher you go, the more you can see. When you become aware, you become aware. When you become aware, you become aware. If you don't want to become aware of what's going on in the world, well, stay sleepy. Just cover your eyes. Like, I don't want to see nothing. But the minute you move your hands, you start to see things that you didn't see before. And what we're seeing right now, whatever it looks like, I don't care. It could be disease. It could be climate change. It could be politics. Whatever it is, we are seeing it because we are waking up. And we're recognizing whether we did it, we were part of the people that created at the beginning, but this is a result of what was created. And we have an opportunity to recreate. And if you want to recreate, you have to align with the vision for your life. So when we can embrace the idea that we all have a vision for our lives, there's a vision for your life, there's a vision for my life, individually and collectively. If you have an organization, there's a vision for that organization. If you're in a relationship, ooh, thank you, Spirit, for sharing this, because I want to share it. I can feel it. It's coming. If you're in a relationship, particularly a romantic relationship, is to understand that there is a vision for your relationship. There is a vision for your relationship. And the relationship is really a triangle. There are many triangles. Well, actually, no. Because I'm thinking of something else. So there's you, and then there's your partner. There's you, and then there's your beloved. There's you, and then there's your wife, your husband, I don't know about, we won't talk about side chicks. But if you catch what I'm about to tell you, you reevaluate your relationship with side chicks. It will change, or what they call a guy. A woman is a side chick. What's a guy? Quali, any ideas? Coco Corals? Donna and Instagram? Anybody on Facebook? Yeah, side chicks. What about, y'all females think you're slick. I never actually thought about that. You be outing men for what men do. Okay, stop. All right, back to what I was going to say before I digress. The other, like to say in this country, you're a bit on the side. So whatever that is, male or female, or maybe they don't subscribe to that gender, but whatever it is, someone else who is in the corner, side piece. Yeah, okay, I like that. Coco Combs, I know that's right. She said your side. Yep, that's right. You know. So here we go. So there's you, and then there's your beloved. When you and your beloved come together, you create another entity, if you will, another presence, another energy. And in your romantic relationship, you have a responsibility to nurture the relationship with yourself, and you have a relationship to nurture the relationship with your beloved, and vice versa. Okay? Then you also have a relationship. You both have a responsibility to nurture the energy of what you're creating together. So an easy way to put it is kind of like if you're in a relationship and you have a child. Both of you have to take care of that child. But here's the thing. The energy that's created when two people come together, let's just stay with that. There are many kinds of relationships, but we'll stay with that. When two people come together, another energy is created. There is a responsibility to ask, to know that energy that you're both creating has a vision. So sometimes when there's a disagreement with you and your wife, your husband, your beloved, your side nink, and your side piece, when there's disagreement, the energy of your relationship is calling you higher. Sometimes I get people call me and want to listen, and their question is usually about the other person. And not to say that's not valid, but we must be willing to look at, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to see? What wants to be birthed here? I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself, but I'll come back to it. I don't even know if I will have time to take you through the life visioning process, but we'll see. But maybe I will. So whatever you're dealing with, your relationship with yourself, your children, your beloved, your profession, your business, your friends, whatever it is, there is a vision for it all. If we don't pay attention to the vision, if we're not paying attention to the vision, if we refuse to yield to the vision, then chances are we will be pushed by pain. And being pushed by pain is not a bad thing. Being pulled by a vision, it's not a good thing. It is what it is. Because the divine God will use all of it. It will use all of it for your growth and transformation. Yes, Pat said, I feel the same. I feel the same way about my relationship with my child. That's right. Between you and your child, I know you shared that about 2 weeks ago. There's another energy that wants to be nurtured. It's calling you both to step up higher. And you as the mother, you as the one that wants to live a life of awareness and wants to live from a place of intention, the call is higher. It's being able to say, what is the highest vision? What is God's idea of itself for my relationship with my son? What wants to be birthed? What do I need to see that I'm not seeing right now? What wants to be birthed that's been obscured by how pissed I feel or how angry he's making me? It's about rising above, rising above, rising above. So we're going through and growing through a lot right now. And this is the perfect time to be pulled by a vision. I'm going to take you through the steps. I think we've got time to do that. Some other things I want to say, but Spirit has a whole different plan. We get to create a new world. And the world that we create is going to be, the new world is going to be determined by our consciousness, our awareness, our mindset, thoughts, and feelings, the experiences that we choose to create. So there are people who are waiting for God, waiting because they think the world is coming to an end. Oh, the world is coming to an end. It's in the Quran, it's in the Bible, it's in the this, it's in the that. God prophecies. They're right. The world is coming to an end. Don't fight it. The world just ended. The world just ended. The world just ended. It's always going to end. And with every ending comes new beginnings. Wherever there is an end, there is a beginning. This spiritual journey is not linear. Like, okay, then I know who I am. Then I'm ready for a relationship. Or then I'm ready to create my business. No. I mean, you could do it that way. But the truth is all happening simultaneously. All of it is happening at the same time. You can be in a relationship while you're working on yourself. Just be clear what you want. And even if you don't, whoever you attract in your life will help you get clear. So if you need to release the relationship later on, it's not it didn't work out. It has served its purpose. People say, oh, I was in a relationship, but it didn't work out. Every relationship always works out. There is nothing that you go through or grow through that doesn't work out. So when the world is ending, get excited because that means something new is happening. Yesterday already ended. Today's a new day. Today's going to end. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. And then when you get to tomorrow, it's today. So there's yesterday, there's today, and there's tomorrow, right? But you can't physically go back to tomorrow. Where are you going? You can't physically go back into tomorrow or yesterday. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you say, yeah, you can go there. Well, if you go there, why not go there empowered? Why not go there with the intention to recreate the experience? People say, I think of the question where they say, if you have a chance to do it all over again, would you do the same thing? And I think of my journey last year before it actually happened, my government retreat, where I was detained, for those who don't know, for 40 days. And people ask, well, actually, I don't know if they ask of me just thinking about it. If I think about that experience and I had an opportunity to do it all over again, would I do something different? I think the most honest answer is, I don't know. Because in order to do something different, it's means you have an awareness of what's going to happen. In order to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it differently. No, means you already know what happened if you do it another way. So the things that happen, they happen because they happen. And because they happen, we become someone new. For me, that was a dark night of the soul experience. And I remember the first time I heard myself say, I am so grateful for it. It was a horrible, shitty experience, but I am so grateful for it. because it broke me open. So on a spiritual journey, we don't need to run from being broken open. If you want to grow, you're going to be broken open. You're going to grow. And part of growing is letting go. Part of growing is dying. If you're warned in advance that you're going to be a caterpillar, and you're just going to turn to goo and just moving around, and then you're going to come to this stage where you're cocoon, and you're just going to be in this same spot, just hanging, doing nothing. Not sure what your purpose is. I'm just in this little cocoon. I don't know what the flip is going on out there. And another caterpillar going by says, don't worry, you're going to be a butterfly. You'll be like, shut the hell up. It's dark in here. Let me out. If you come out too soon, you won't be ripe enough for what life is bringing you. And life is so dynamic. Life is so intelligent that you can never, ever, ever, ever come out too soon. You may think you came out too soon, but everything is always in divine order. There will be a reason why you jumped out, like, oh, I've had enough. You have the choice. But the fact that you jump out too early, if you want to say that, you're going to learn from that. If you stay in the cocoon long enough, you're going to learn from that. If you stay in the cocoon for too long, you're going to learn from that. And then there comes that moment where you become the butterfly. Oh, long story, Coco Curls. You can check it out on the archive. What I would say to summarize it for you, my brother and friend, Brother Trump and his icy brothers, they got very cold and they were trying to they wanted some expansion because they felt like we need to do something to find a meaning with ourselves. That's a way to summarize the whole experience. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're moving through, don't waste your time saying, why is this happening to me? My life sucks. I can't sleep. Oh, it was really hard. I mean, you could do that. But there must come a time where you just say, okay, enough already. Or do it for as long as you need to do it for. If you want to whine, if you want to be frustrated, if you want to be angry, do it for as long as you give yourself a time. And like, you know what? I'm going to be in this place. I'm going to bitch. I'm going to moan for the next week. And don't nobody come and tell me anything other than what I need to hear. And if you can't tell me what I need to hear, get the flip out of here. And then after a week, come out. Be the butterfly of your own transformation. Like, okay, I don't know where I'm going. I'm not sure if I know how to fly. I don't even know what to eat. This is all new to me, but I will find my way. I will find my way. And I don't have to rely on my five senses only. There is a divine intelligence within me. There's an intelligence. We call it intuition. Think about it. Intuition. When you go to college, you pay for your tuition. You're paying for your education. You're paying for the wisdom, the instruction. There is an inner education. There's an inner instruction. There's ancient wisdom within you. So when you tap into the intuition that is connected to divine mind, you know everything you need to know. Whew. I started the show talking about I feel so laid back. I'm so fired up right now. And I knew it because at the beginning of the show, I just felt my body go through this. When I do my show, I am always asking, speak unto me what needs to be spoken. What I need to speak unto the people. Use me, speak through me. And sometimes the words come, the message comes, and at the end of the show, I'm like, what is that about? Oh, I don't know. It's crazy. You ask for something to come through you, and it comes through you, and then you doubt it. I'm only talking about myself, you know? Let me see what's in the chat room here on Facebook. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Hello, Raven. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Julie. You got the J's in the house and the K's in the house. JK too. Chris said, found old photos this morning while looking for something else, which sent me into a stumping rant about people whose relationships and friendship went sideways. Good for you. Good for you. I'm so glad that you got into this stumping rant and just let it loose. Oftentimes, those of us who are spiritual, the enlightened ones, the woke ones. Well, no. Those who have to advertise they're woke, they're not part of this conversation for me right now. Because if you're woke, you don't talk about it. But anyway, and if you're spiritual, really, you don't have to advertise it. That's a whole different conversation. Because who you are just speaks for itself. But, it does help to say, depending on in the setting. But anyway, I digress. What I can say is those of us in the New Thought community, metaphysical community, spiritual people, light workers, we don't want to get mad. We don't want to yield. So those of you in the chat room that are not in chat on Instagram, you're missing all these facial expressions. Sometimes I look at this video, I'm like, dude, do you have to do all that facial expression? Stop it. But I can't. My hands are moving, my face is doing what they're doing, so who cares? I do. So yeah, we don't want to really acknowledge things that we call negative. Things that I don't think I'm going to get through maybe I will, I don't know. We don't want to acknowledge the things that we judge about ourselves, the things that we judge about others. But the best gift you can give yourself is the gift of accepting, honoring, acknowledging that you can be judgmental, that you have negative thoughts. And sometimes you can be a bitch and sometimes you can be an asshole. Sometimes I can't even stand myself. It's like, oh, dude, calm down. It's not that deep. Sometimes I have to police myself because the work that I do, knowing that there's more and coaching and helping people see things differently, always looking for the meaning between what people are going through and growing through. I do that because that's what I do with family and friends. I got checked last week. It's like, gosh, when you come in here, I'm always worried about what am I doing wrong now? It's like, oh, I've heard that before. Now, it did sting just a tad, but I remember the first time not the first time. I heard that many times, and it used to really pain me. It's like, I see what I see. Am I supposed to shut up? When my sister told me that sometime last week, I was like, oh, okay. Now, I could deny it. I can say that's not true. I can go into, well, what you feel is your business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But that was significant, if you will. That was familiar. And so rather than even judge myself, it's like, oh, that's still showing up. And I didn't decide like I'm going to change that. Because it is so easy for people who are close to us. Everybody just told me pretty close. People that can say, I love them, they love me. Some of them, we don't love each other as much as we did. They're just history now. They gave the gift, I gave them my gift, and we moved on. But the things that people judge about us, oftentimes it's just who you are. It stings because you allow yourself to believe that is true. That's one of the things, as much as I know just a little about astrology, that's one of the best gifts I've gotten from astrology. Like the things that I judge about myself, and people will still judge it if they feel like judging, and if they do, it's on them. But the things that I judge about myself, that's just the way it is. Secret confession. Too often when I finish my show, I'm like, calm down. When you do a show, just pace yourself. I have a note that I wrote, pace yourself. I try, but it doesn't take long. I started the show saying I'm feeling kind of calm, laid back. And I was, until I wasn't. And I used to judge that. But what good is that when we judge who we are, how we are? So, see if I can rush through this. What's the time? See if I got 10 minutes-ish. I'm going to give you some tools you can use. I'm actually going to post it in the chat room now. So I'm talking about pain pushes until vision pulls. It is, Quelly. I can't calm my ass down. It just doesn't happen. My hands are all over the place. That's why I love being with myself. I need to have my space. And actually, okay, I'm pulling up something, so I'm going to digress a little. See, the more you grow, the more you surrender to life as it is, the more you find yourself being a place of centeredness. So I had usually some of you listeners have heard me say this. Before my show, I don't want to really talk to anybody. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't book appointments before my show. I have the advantage now of 5 hours. When I was in Atlanta, it was 10 a.m. So, of course, it was easier then. Now, it's 3 o'clock. Well, it's not 3 o'clock right now, but my show starts at 3 o'clock. So I have the morning and the afternoon, but I still ain't trying to talk to nobody. Don't nobody come talk to me. Just leave me the flip alone. Well, not that bad, but don't talk to me. And over the years, that's changed. And today, my sister had some guests, and there was 3 children, and they were pretty loud. They were loud, and here I'm working on my computer, getting ready for the show. But what occurred to me was, well, first of all, I had something I was listening to, and I put my earbuds in. It's like, I could still hear them, but what I realized is like how calm I felt. Because normally I might put my headphones on and listen to music, and I can still hear it, and I'm just like, wow, this is so quiet. This is why I don't like this, and I don't want people in my space, and blah, 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 blah. But I was really surprised by how calm and centered I was. It was just, okay, there's some things going on over here, but my attention is on my computer, what I'm doing, and the other computer, just moving back and forth. And so for me, it was kind of like, ooh, that feels good. And I'm really recognizing, as I share this with you, it's like 3 young kids. They're probably all under 10. And there was a 3-4-year-old. He was loud. That feels good. To kind of just reflect on that, really. Because there's nothing so powerful as to when you can be in control of your own emotions and mental well-being. Okay, so I've got something I want to share with you. I was going to take you through the process. I don't have the time to go through it all. But what I will say, I will share 2 with you, and I would invite you, strongly suggest, like the car dealership. No, you don't have to buy that. You don't need the extra warranty, but we strongly suggest you get it. Now, what they're saying is we're going to make some money. All right, so if you go to Amazon or anywhere they sell books, look for Michael Bernard Beckwith's book, Life Visioning. Life Visioning. That book, that process, I don't know, I think that's probably one of the most powerful tools that I've used on my spiritual journey, and I still do, because it takes me to a place, and it's called Life Visioning, a transformative process for activating your unique gift and highest potential. So what time is it? Okay. So maybe I won't take you through the process. No, I won't. But when you are visioning, when you're doing the life visioning process, there are many aspects to this, but there is a way you can take yourself through the process of visioning so you can find out what vision wants to be expressed, as I was sharing earlier, in your relationship, in your business, in your finances. So maybe I can go through it. Let's see what happens without rushing. So the life visioning process has several steps. The first step is you get into a meditative space, place of quiet, a place where you're comfortable, and just make sure you're not disturbed. Get still, close your eyes, and you want to activate the energy, the field of unconditional love. Yeah, we can do this. We can. You want to activate that energy of unconditional love and just feel what it feels like. If you say, well, I've never been loved unconditionally, I don't know what that means. Sometimes people say that because they only associate it with romantic relationship. But think of your grandmother. Think of a best friend. Think of a teacher. Think of a neighbor. Think of somebody at your job who just loves you. Not because of what you can do for them, what you gave them, your successes. You just know that no matter what you do, they're just going to love you. You capture that feeling of unconditional love and just sit with it. Just marinate in it. Just let it take you over. Get intoxicated. Ooh, just feel yourself. Okay, don't go too far. Stay on point. You have a lot of time. Once you capture that, once you activate that, once you can feel and sense that in your body, just multiply that feeling, radiate it all through your body, in the room that you're in. In your house, just expand it, see it getting bigger. In your neighborhood, in your state, in your country, just see going out in the world, just radiate unconditional love. Why? Because that is your true essence. And from that place, when you are ready, when you are ready, Pastor, wait, I gotta find a place to sit in the park. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna rush through it because I got like 4 minutes left, but I may continue this 2 weeks from now, I think, because Rev D is joining me next week, I think. What time? Yeah, she's joining me next week. But I may continue it. When you get to that place where you feel like, you feel unconditional love, you catch it, you can feel it in your teeth. You want to ask yourself, what is God's idea of itself as my life? What is God's idea of itself? If you want to say himself or herself, whatever works. What is God's idea of itself as my life? Because what you're asking is, God as you wants to show up in a certain kind of way, wants to express in a unique way. And you're asking your higher self, you're asking God, you're asking the divine as you. What is the idea of yourself as my life? It could be your relationship, as I shared earlier. What is the highest idea of yourself, what is God's highest idea of itself for my relationship, for my business, for my finances, for my organization, for my body? Okay, get the replay. That's right. Visioning, you can use it for anything. You want to ask the same question. What is God's idea of itself as my life? You can ask differently. What is seeking to emerge in my life right now? What is seeking to emerge in my life right now? You just stay there, you listen, you breathe. Listen to what you hear, what you feel, what you see, what you smell. Don't overanalyze, don't judge. Even if it doesn't make sense, just pay attention. You can write it down or wait till the end of the process. You're listening, you're paying attention. What is seeking to be birthed through me? Same thing, same step, same question. What is God's idea of itself as my life? What is seeking to be birthed? What is seeking to emerge in my life right now? You listen. You just listen. It may flood through you. You may feel like you're not getting anything. Just stay with it. Okay? Step 2 or 3. What must I become? What do I need to let go of? You want to find the vision for your life. This is what this is about. What must I become? What do I need to let go of? You're asking that question because when the vision comes through you, the one who is going to see the vision through, you may not see it through, but the one who is going to birth the vision is not the same one. It's not the same person who sat down a few minutes ago. You have to become somebody else. When you become somebody else, it comes to you. You be it and it comes. What must I become? What do I need to let go of? Is it the stories about I don't have enough money, people don't support me, I'm a victim, my life was messed up when I was a child, I'll never be able to heal from this? Maybe that's what you need to let go of. I don't know to tell you what it is. What do I need to let go of? What habits, what points of view, what opinions do I need to let go of in order for my next stage of development to emerge? You ask the question, listen to the replay, you ask the question, you listen, you either write it down or wait till the end. Remember, this is a no judgment zone. And then after that, the next question is, what gifts, talents, attributes do I already have that can be of service to this vision? We all have a gift. We're all equipped. So you're asking, okay, this vision is coming through me. I know what I need to become. I have received what I need to become. What gifts, what talents, what attributes do I already have? Because we all have gifts and talents. And if you didn't have the gifts and talents, you won't catch the vision that you caught. So the fact that you catch the vision, no matter how big it is, you have the gift, you have the talents, you have the attributes to slow down, to bring forth the vision. You may need to develop the talent. You may already be using the talent. But you know that it wants to be expressed and it needs a container. And then you listen, you wait, you listen, don't rush it. I say do this for about 20, 30 minutes. So you listen and you wait. And then you want to the next stage is get to a place where you feel into willingness. You just activate that feeling, that feel of what does it feel like when you feel like you're willing to do something. Maybe you can tap into that and think of a time when you say, no, I don't think I want to do that. No, I'm not ready for that. And then one moment, maybe someone said something, you read something, and you said, you know what? I am ready. Wow, no, that's not true. Wow, I looked at the time earlier. It said 4 something that I have 4 minutes left. And that was probably about 2-3 minutes ago. And now I'm still saying 4 minutes. Okay, wait a minute. What is going on? Is this it? Yeah, I think I don't know what is going on. I didn't hear Scott. I think this ain't really the show. Scott, it's time. Yeah, I can hear you now. I didn't hear it. Okay, so we'll continue the show. I looked at the time. Like, what is going on? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't hear Scott, but it's time to wrap this up. I want you to know that I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. And I just trust that you will trust yourself enough. I'm trusting that you will trust yourself enough to let go and surrender to the highest vision for your life. Pain pushes until vision pulls. I'm out. Peace and blessings. Thanks, Scott. You too. Bye-bye. All right, IG, YouTube, Instagram, everybody. Peace and blessings. I hope you got what you needed. I'm out. See you next week. Well, for the show, but I'll be back online on social media.